Today we started out our day with the Geocache breakfast in St. George. Every year, the St. George folk will hold a Geocache event, is what it's called. And it's a breakfast. We meet at Golden Corral and visit, hang out, and just get to know some of the other geocachers in the area, and some come from out of state as well. I think this is about the 14th year that they've been doing it.
Yep.
And we've just gone a handful of times, but it's always fun to get together with other geocachers and meet them.
Talk about geocaching and tricks and ideas. Sometimes some caches are tricky to find, and so it's good to talk to people and see what they do and some ideas that they have. So that's always good.
We've made some really good friends over the years through geocaching. Sometimes we meet them on the trail even, and that's kind of fun when you run into somebody else as you're hunting for a cache, and so are they.
Yep, it's pretty neat. We've been geocaching for quite a few years now. We started in January of
2006.
And so we've done quite a few fun things with geocaching. When Utah had a state park, their 50th anniversary of the state parks, they had a geocache tour through all the state parks. We were able to go do that and get all the state park geocaches and see all the state parks in the state. That was really neat to go do that too, and camp around and tour the whole state. Was fun.
Yeah, and that was, more than 10 years ago, so our kids were still quite young, and some of them had learned about Utah history, and so we could count the counties we went to and learn about the areas that they had learned in school. So they had, real life learning at that point. And the state parks gave away some geo coins, or just collectible coins, and our kids enjoyed that. We were able to find those.
Yeah, found some of those. So that was pretty neat too. And there's other things. There's, when you go on vacation, you can always look up a geocache wherever you're at, or more than one, and find neat places to go see, places that you don't hear about, that you don't read about, but the locals know a lot about them, and so you can go do that and check things out wherever you are. And so geocaching is something you can do anywhere in the world. We haven't been really out of the country, but we know a lot of people that have got geocaches all over the world, and so that's neat.
So we do have a geocache in Italy. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This last summer, our son went to Italy with a school group, and while he was there, one of our geocaching friends was with him, and together they went and found a cache. Which, that brings us to our geocaching name. We cache as a family. We have a family geocaching account, and when we first started, you have to have a login name, and that's the name you use to write it in the book. Every geocache has a log sheet you write your name in, and so we had to come up with a name. Our geocaching name is DJ&Jules, and we came up with that because he's Dave, I'm Jenny, and our little Jules are our kids, and so we do cache under a family name, and it's been lots of fun with our family. When we started, our youngest was just a baby, and so she's grown up going on these adventures with us and checking out new things, and even the things that are in our area that we had no idea even existed, but because somebody placed a cache in that area, we went to find the cache and we're like, wow, I didn't know this was here. This is so cool.
Yep. So yeah, that's a little bit about geocaching. If you have any more questions, you can always look up the geocaching website. It's just geocaching.com, but you can look that up and see, look in your area, see what kind of caches there are you can go look at, and things you can go do, and you can create a free account if you want, and just play around with it a little bit. Most people, you can use your phone for geocaching.
Mm-hmm.
It'll pick up the signals, and you can use that. GPS is a little more accurate sometimes, but as long as you've got service on your phone, you should be able to use your phone to go find a couple caches and see if it's something you're interested in or not. So that's pretty neat. You can try it out and see about that.
One recommendation is other geocachers who find the cache can add a favorite point to the cache. And so if you're looking on geocaching.com, you might want to look up what has some good favorite points, and that way that you know it's a good quality cache instead of just a lamppost cache or a little pile of rocks. It might be something more worth going to instead of, sometimes there's just a lot of
quick caches along the road, just so people can get numbers.
Yeah.
They can find more caches at one time, so they put a bunch right next to each other. They have to be a 1/10 of a mile apart, but so some people will line them up every 1/10 of a mile. They put a new cache, and so then you just grab one, and then the next, and another, and you just do that all day to get so you have more finds. So
they call those power trails, and there's a lot of power trails in around the West that you can find, even a lot near us. Some we've started, some we have completed, and others we just ignore.
Yeah. So after the event we went to this morning, we grabbed a couple of caches in St. George. So we did those, and then our daughters are both playing water polo, and there was a water polo meet at SUU, and so we went over to the SUU pool over there in Cedar City and watched one of their games, and then between games we were able to go grab a few geocaches around the SUU campus, and so we got those too. And so it was a pretty good day for geocaching with the event, and then with the caches we found later, and we were able to watch the water polo games and everything too.
Yep.
So
Fun, busy day.
Yep.
But we thought we'd share a little bit about what geocaching is. It always is part of our adventures and where we go, and sometimes we find caches and share them with you guys, and other times it's just a quick, easy thing that we do.
Yep. And on quite a few of our previous videos, whether we're four-wheeling, whether we're biking, whether we're hiking, a lot of times you'll see us stop and get a geocache because they're everywhere. And so we can stop and do it no matter where we're at. If there's one that's quick and easy, we can stop and get it. Or like when we went hiking the other day on Webb Hill, the Kentucky Lucky Chicken Trail, we hiked around there and we got 4 caches on that trail. It's just fun, something to do, and helps you find other places to go and other adventures to have.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our adventures today, a little bit different, and we hope you're having adventures wherever you are, and share them with us and let us know what adventures you have. But thanks for coming along with us today.
Yep.